Hello everybody, what is up? It's me, your boy Geometric, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different today. Now, if you read the name of the title, obviously, then you know what we're talking about. So what I want to talk about today is the leaps that Xbox is trying to make to beat PlayStation. Now, if I remember in an article a couple months ago, I believe now, there was an article where Xbox said something about why PlayStation is too big to fail. And I'm here to kind of combat that. Okay, so I'm obviously not an Xbox guy. I'm PlayStation through and through. Have been since I was young. You know, that's what I got started on. My grandpa put a PlayStation 1 remote in my hand, and I've been with PlayStation ever since. I've owned the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So I've owned them all, right, up until this point. But, you know, if I just want to talk about some things. So I'm not an Xbox guy, but there's some things about Xbox that, I see why people want to be a part of Xbox. There's good things that Xbox has and everything, and I don't think Xbox really sees the upper hand that they have against PlayStation, right? So PlayStation has things cloud gaming, PC Game Pass Ultimate, which has everything. And I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if Xbox really comprehends what they have that they have to their advantage. So they talk about PlayStation being too big to fail. Well, let's talk about some things that Xbox has that PlayStation players don't. Hey guys, just me saying quick bad research on my part. I didn't realize that it was about Call of Duty, but I mean, I think it still holds true a little bit. But just don't hold the too big to fail thing completely to heart. Did my research a little bit afterwards. Not what I thought they were talking about. Xbox's ability for backwards compatibility it's astounding, right? Backwards compatibility on Xbox has so many more benefits than PlayStation. PlayStation, you can stream the games on your home console, but you don't really get to play them. Fallout 3, you're getting the PlayStation 3 graphics, and it takes you to a PlayStation 3 somewhere out in PlayStation headquarters that you're playing in. That's what streaming is. You're basically playing it from another PlayStation that you don't have. Why would I want to stream Fallout 3 when I have a PlayStation 3? If there's no benefit to playing it on the PlayStation 5, why would I waste my time? Streaming from a PlayStation 5 to a PlayStation 3 is a big downgrade, and there's so many bad things with streaming, right? You don't get the full good quality. The PlayStation 3 can freeze wherever you're at because obviously Fallout 3 was a heavy game for the PlayStation 3 to run, and they're not making PlayStation 3s any better in this place. It's a standard PlayStation 3. Okay, let's hop over to, Xbox. Xbox, you have the newest Xbox. That's great. You can download these Xbox games. Not every single game you ever played is available, but a big portion of them are, a whole lot. Whereas PlayStation, no, it's not a whole lot of games, and we can take them in and put them out whenever we want. So if you have it before we take it out, great. If you don't, well, you're never getting it again. Xbox, as far as I think they keep a lot of the games available. That way, so you can play them, and oh, what was that? You can play them, obviously, right? That's what games are for. So, and Xbox has a great advantage over that. I'm actually jealous that Xbox has that ability. So yeah, guys, one more thing that I wanted to add that I forgot to add in the video is Xbox's ability to play new games. Wulong Fallen Dynasty is a near brand new game, and the fact that you can play that is amazing. It's super good. Considering the fact that PlayStation, you have to buy a lot of the games out new, it's there's an advantage, okay? I love supporting video games. Wulong Fallen Dynasty, I love that I paid for it. But Xbox has an advantage where some of those new games you don't have to pay for. You have the Game Pass and you get to play it outright. You might not get the DLC, you will have to pay for that. But still, that's, that would have saved me $60, But still, I love supporting creators. Don't take that to heart. That's not me saying, oh, I'm stingy. No, because I love paying for games because it does support the people who made it and I want to support them. I don't know how Xbox does it, getting away with not charging. Maybe they give royalties to the person who made the game, but that's another advantage of cloud gaming and Game Pass Ultimate. Would love to play Fallout 3 on the PlayStation 5 with PlayStation 5 4K. 120 hertz, even though my TV only runs 60. So we may get an example if I had an 120 hertz TV. That would be amazing. Could you imagine Fallout 3 with those graphics? I mean, if you played on an Xbox, you don't even have to imagine. You've seen it firsthand. But I mean, still, that'd be awesome on PlayStation. Xbox has that, PlayStation doesn't. That's a good thing for Xbox and a bad thing for PlayStation. Okay, let's talk about cloud gaming now. Cloud gaming, when it came out, I hated it. I was like, okay, this is streaming. Obviously it's bad. Just like the PlayStation 5, I had complaints about streaming when you were taking those older games and streaming them onto, a new gen console. There's really no benefit. But when you do it on a phone or a computer, that's a game changer. Okay, now let's talk about this. The iPhone has 4 gigabytes of RAM, the one that I have. The iPhone 6, iPhone 6, well, that hasn't been for a long time. Now it's 2 gigabytes of RAM. The iPhone 13 has 4 gigs of RAM, and the Solero has 6 gigs of RAM. Okay, and the highest end Samsung phone has 12 gigs of RAM. Okay, and a console has 16 gigs of RAM. I've done my research, okay? I know what I'm doing here. Technically, on these phones, games should not be able to run, right? 8 gigabytes on a PC is not running any games whatsoever. So the iPhone and the Solero are out. 12 gigs on the S23 Ultra, that might be pretty good. You could probably play some games. I mean, you're not going to get the fullest experience. I mean, hell, you might get, good frames and stuff, but the graphics aren't going to be what you want them to be. So obviously, cloud gaming is awesome to have. You can stream those games right onto your phone, and I will admit, I've noticed some improvements with cloud gaming. I've been playing Wulong on it, and it's much more responsive than it used to be with the PlayStation 4 remote. So whenever it started, one of my biggest complaints was the delay, lag latency. Nobody likes lag latency. When you're playing a game, especially an online game, split-second reactions really do make or break if you're going to win or lose. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to mess with my hair, but it's going to happen. The latency with it, whenever you're doing stuff like that, obviously, latency is such a bad thing. So say you're playing a game, I don't know, we'll just say Fortnite, because obviously I've played a lot of Fortnite. When you're fighting somebody, and you do this, and you barely hit the thumbstick, and your guy it doesn't turn yet, but then he turns for an extended period, that's lag latency. Or whenever you're trying to move, and there's 2 seconds before you start moving when you're hitting the left stick, that's lag latency. Everybody knows what lag latency is. If you're a gamer, I don't have to explain it. So if you don't know what it is and you're here watching this video, thank you for coming in here and watching. I mean, hey, maybe you're trying to get into video games for your son. Or daughter, everybody plays games. But that's what lag latency is. It's lag input, as some people call it. I don't know. Yeah, so it's you input a key and it doesn't respond quick. Now, when you're playing games and stuff, you want it to respond quick and easy because, obviously that's going to help you win the game. When it doesn't respond quick and easy, it makes for a lot of mad people. I got mad when it did it. Michael would get mad if he did it, and I guarantee you Jasmine would get mad at it as well. Everybody, we've all experienced it. Everybody has, even on PlayStation at times. Obviously your remote can have lag latency. It is Bluetooth connected. But we're getting off topic here. We're talking about lag latency a whole bunch. And I hated that. It made it so stressful whenever I was playing Fortnite and I would lose because of lag latency. It was not a skill-based thing. It was I couldn't move, or whenever I did move, I was moving too far. And it had nothing to do with sensitivity. I've got the sensitivity perfect. And then the one time that, lag latency hits when I'm fighting a really skilled person and doing okay, and then I lose because of what happened. Makes everybody mad. And that's why I hated cloud gaming. I was like, this is never going to work. If they can't fix this latency issue, then how do they expect people to want to play the game? Or play these games on their phone or anything? Why would you just not stick to being on the console? Working here at Boost Mobile, I've completely changed that opinion. It's good because they are making updates behind the scene. Now, of course, you can't see the patch notes or anything, but I feel like Xbox is really working to make this streaming way better. Now, of course, there's still minor lag latency, but it's somewhere near as bad as it was when I originally played Fortnite. That was terrible latency. And I'm glad to see Xbox is actually trying to make improvements to this streaming website for video games because, obviously, this is a big achievement for Xbox. PlayStation is not putting out anything like this. Xbox has remote play, but you got to have it on your own PlayStation, and then you also got to have your PlayStation connected to Wi-Fi. And then a lot of the time I've tried to use remote play, it doesn't even work. Remote play has really low reviews. I'm not trying to say that just to be an asshole. it's got extremely low reviews on the Play Store, Google Play, because a lot of the time it doesn't work. When you're like fucking right there next to the PlayStation, it works fine. But it's whenever you get away from the PlayStation that it becomes an issue. So I had my PlayStation connected to one of my jetpacks at home, and I was like, I'm going to see if cloud gaming works. When I was right there in my home, not connected to the Wi-Fi, I was on my own mobile data because I'd connected to the PlayStation before. Worked fine. Popped up on my phone. PlayStation popped up on the TV that I was using remote play. Great. I go to work, and I'm connected to work Wi-Fi. And then I have my PlayStation 5 in rest mode, and I have it where it can be turned on, or Jasmine would be home and turn it on for me. And the Wi-Fi here is quick, and the PlayStation is connected to the jetpack, but then it doesn't want to connect at all. Can't find PlayStation. Can't find PlayStation. Okay. Why? You get what I'm saying? So I can be right there next to it and be on my mobile data, and it works fine. But then when I'm all the way at work, in the city, connected to Wi-Fi, it doesn't want to connect at all. It's not a Wi-Fi connectivity issue. It's an issue with remote play. Don't know what the issue is, but it's not a good one. It's not something that I'd be proud of if PlayStation were seeing this video. But yeah, that's just what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, I'm back. But like I was saying, remote play is so bad. Not a good app on PlayStation's part at all. And I don't think they're really making updates to it. And if they are, they don't really care, But I think that, I think PlayStation sees it as you bought a PlayStation, you're going to play it at home regardless of if remote play works or not. Because obviously remote play's had a low rating for a long time. I will shoot the rating up on the side. For iPhone, it's not good. It's not good on the App Store. I might pop it up for Google Play. I probably will just to show you guys. The ratings are not something to be proud of. With cloud gaming, it makes it so easy to just go out and play games on your phone, on your computer. Whether your phone can run, like if your phone has the amount of RAM or not, which, it doesn't matter because you're streaming it. It's basically just like watching a movie. Streaming, though, cloud gaming. I will admit, though, the one thing I do have a problem with because it uses a browser and everything, it doesn't really suck up data fast. Like, that's not really an issue. It gets the phone hot, okay? Now, whenever you're using cloud gaming, if you're using mobile data, you better be expecting that it's going to suck up that data. And if you have a limit, I wouldn't touch it if I were you because it does take a lot of data because you're still streaming a game. And the game is going to try to adjust to how fast your data is. So it's going to try to run it at the best quality it can in good times. If you have, like, less bars, it's going to try to run it in that sort of thing, right? If you have really good 5G and you're like right in town, but you only have 10 gigabytes of data, do not do cloud gaming. It will suck your data straight up dry because it's going to notice you have fast mobile data and it's going to run that sucker on the highest that it can. You can't control this, okay? Since it's off a browser and everything, you can't control the quality that it's going to be streaming at. Now, maybe you can. Maybe you can hop on computer and you can change how you want the settings to run. Remote Play does have that from PlayStation, which is a good thing they have, but you're not really going to use it enough because you can't even get into the game. So, like, it's not going to work. But, like I said, cloud gaming, I don't think you can choose the quality. If you could, that would be awesome, but it's currently, because it's still in beta, it's not something you're going to be doing. Wulong on it is great. I play Wulong on the Solero here, the good old Solero. You guys thought that I forgot about it, huh? No, I can play it on the Solero, and it'll work fine, It'll run like it would on an actual Xbox, running 60 FPS, trying to run the good quality that it can. And it's great. I love it. It's fun to play. Sorry, guys. I'm talking so much, I'm getting short of breath. But that's awesome. I love that I can pull the Solero out, a 6 gig of RAM phone for $300-something that I got for free, and I can hop on Wulong and just play it as if, use the 7-inch screen as a TV and play some Wulong. Now, of course, because Wulong is a darker game on the Solero, it doesn't look 100% good. But you know what? I'm going to pop up the example real quick, right? Instead of showing you guys in a screen recording, I'll show you in the video that it does pop up Wulong. So let me get into the phone real quick, and I will show you guys that we can run Wulong on the Solero. A better way to do it than a live in-person. Oh, it's trying to take me to the actual website. I need to go to cloud gaming. But what better way to show you than to actually have it here on the phone, right? In person, other than a screen recording. Because a screen recording doesn't really show a whole bunch other than, oh, look, I can play, you know? So let me go ahead and get signed in here real quick to Cloud Gaming, and I'll show you. So I believe, you know, my stuff should have been saved from the last time I played. Oh, maybe that's why it's taking so long. I'm connected to the data. As good as the data is on the Solero, Wi-Fi is still better. You know, that's just the way that it is. Wi-Fi is always going to be a better connection than actual using your data. No. I just went backwards on myself from hitting the back button. I haven't used the Solero in a minute. I only used it to watch videos yesterday, but that was about it. I think it's going to keep me logged in, though. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the Wulong, enter in full screen mode. Getting your game ready. It's loading. Obviously, you guys can see it. Looks a little bit laggy there on the one thing. Not used to the Xbox logo ever doing that. Yeah, your controls pop up on the screen. Now, obviously, I don't use the controls. I use the actual controller. Oh, no. Oh, whoa, epilepsy warning. I'm not going to show that for anybody. Holy cow. No, we got to close that out. That never happens. I'm not going to show that on screen because, like I said, that could trigger somebody's epilepsy warning. The screen was flashing really fast, and since I'm trying to show you guys an actual representation, I don't want anybody who could suffer from epilepsy to see that. So that's why I didn't show that on the screen. Let me try to get this to pop back up. How do we enter full screen mode? There was a way to enter full screen mode before, but I forgot. Well, this is a poor demonstration of... Oh, there it was. Enter full screen mode. Okay. And there we go. Popped up Cloud Gaming Wulong on this. Obviously. And, you know, not really any, you know, delay. The game looks good and everything on here. I'm not really going to show a whole bunch because I'm not going to try to screen record anything, but I was just showing an example. So Cloud Gaming does work. And on the Solero with 6 gigs of RAM. Now, that thing where the screen was flashing that I was talking about, that never has happened before. I've never seen that before. So I don't know what happened. Oh, shoot. I'm about to sneeze. Ooh. Okay. But I've never seen that happen before. That was the first time that ever happened. I'm not sure even why that happened. But Xbox, like I was just saying, it has a lot of good things to its advantage that PlayStation does not have. When you have cloud gaming in beta stage and it runs better than remote play that's actually been released, that's a good thing. Now, we never got a remote play in the beta stage, and if we did, it was way before I was ever even interested in trying to stream games. But the fact that Xbox is actually trying to get out there and do this, and you don't even have to have an Xbox to do it. That's the best part. You don't have to have an Xbox to do this. You only need to have an account. With PlayStation, you actually got to have a PlayStation to do it. And then a lot of the time, it doesn't even work. With Xbox, it's like, you have an Xbox account? Okay, that's fine. That's great. That's a major W on Xbox's part. Or if you have a computer and you don't want to download games, the computer, for example, also only has 8 gigabytes of RAM behind me. That sucker right there only has 8 gigs of RAM. 8 gigs of RAM ain't running no game. The S23 Ultra has more RAM than that. So, cloud gaming, play on the PC. Graphics are not going to look fire or nothing, but it's going to look better than, trying to actually download Wulong on there and the game crash or not load. I've tried to run Fortnite on that computer before just so I could get an exclusive skin, and it was atrocious. Anyway, guys, that's just going to be a little shorter end for this video. I'm not going to go into too much of it. This is just me saying that Xbox, thank you for cloud gaming, and thank you guys for not giving up on it. It's so easy to make a streaming service for games and it not work. In the past, there's somebody who did that. It was like 2010, and they were talking about games on the go. And, well, it was streaming video games, and then they disappeared off the face of the map. Today, we actually have the technology advances to do game streaming. So, thank you, Xbox. I never thought I'd be saying thank you, Xbox. Still a PlayStation player, but, you know, I'm going to use the assets that Xbox provides to play games when I'm not at home, because obviously PlayStation is not going to ever update remote play. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Of course, if you all did enjoy this different style of video, and I will see you all in the next one. Hey, but until then, though, guys, peace out and have no facial hair play the next one.